Hi everybody, this is Sherry, and I just wanted to show you my Christmas series set number 7. And before I go any further, I would like to apologize to my viewers and subscribers and friends that I didn't get it out. I didn't get this series out last week. I just have not been feeling good, and it's been between my Crohn's and my brain tumor. I've just been pretty miserable, and my daughter was sick, and so she decided to pass that on to me, which was just not fun. And so I wanted to start off by saying I was sorry that I didn't get this out last week for you all to see. And this is the first card that I made, and this is, excuse me, there went the power for a second. This is Molly the Elf, and she is a saturated canary digi image. I made it an A2 size card that I had gotten from my scrap pile. This layer right here, the red striped, is a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch layer, and it's from the Paper Studio Cozy Christmas. I got it last year after the holidays. This is what's left from the burlap where I printed, tried to print my leaves, and I had only got the I didn't get the paper in all the way. This is what I got, and then this is what was left, so I used it. And I want to show you this real quick too. I'll show you it at the end. Sorry, I'm all over the place. So this is the burlap that was left from that, and I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. This right here is some gold jewelry wire that I had been given, and I just tucked it around the back and taped it down. And then these were some buttons that I had in my stash that looked like little Christmas tree lights. So I used those, and I just used glue dots to stick them down because I figured that would work best with the burlap, and they're holding fine, so I'm real happy with that. And then I used a Spellbinders die right here, which is and again, I'm not sure that I'm saying this right, the Picot die. And I used Stampin' Up! Crumb Cake paper for that. And then from Stampin' Up!, from my 2 1/2 inch circle punch from Stampin' Up!, I punched this out right here to go over top of it. And then I trimmed the corner off of it right here to round it, or to make it even with the card. I used a red gel pen right here to outline this part of the Spellbinder shape, and then a green gel pen to outline the red right there. I collared her with her hair and her skin, and the green on her outfit is all done with my Copics, and the rest is done with my Spectrum Noir. And that's what she looks like. And I added some names on it, and these are friends of mine. I'll bring it up, it's just easier. And this is one of my dear friends. This is her very first grandbaby, so there's her name, and there's their mom and dad. And this is her other son and his wife, and then there's my friend's name. That's my son and his wife's name. And then there's one of the girls that was like a daughter to me and Joy both, and we took care of over the summer when school was out. And then there's Danae and Jesse and Mariah's name. And this is my friend's husband, and I put a question mark next to his name because I told her, I said, he's not always very nice to me, and I didn't know if Santa would think that was appropriate. So I thought it was funny. And I love this because you can make sure that your kids' names are on there. And I just wrote it in with, it's one of these pens. I used the super fine Faber-Castell artist pen. And I used that one right there. And I just wrote their names in with that. So I like this digi image a lot. So there was the first card. Here is the second card, and I'll zoom you in a little bit so you can see that one a little closer. I love, love, love this image. This is Baby Jesus with Angel, and it's a stamp from CC Designs. And I didn't do her, I realize now I should have kind of arched the highlight here, but you know, like I said, I'm still learning all of this, so I'm not real thrilled with how her hair turned out, but I still think it turned out okay. I used a Stampin' Up! Bashful Blue card base cut to an A2 size card. Then I used Paper Tray Inks Lemon Tart cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And this is my Spellbinders die, the Fleur de Lis squares. And I popped it up on Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. And then over here I used the EK Success Braid Border Punch. And then in the corners, I just used 3 Stampin' Up! Pearls in each corner. I put stickles here and on the wings, and then over top of that, I put this Prisma glitter, ultra fine Prisma glitter. And because, I don't know, the stickles just didn't give it the amount of pop that I wanted. And the angel was all done with my Copics. Baby Jesus is done with my Copics. And then the manger was done with my Spectrum Noirs. So I thought it turned out really cute. And again, I love the image. The image was super easy. You just had to, you know, highlight a little bit on the white, and so it was real easy to do. It's, you know, hair and skin, so it's a pretty easy image to work with. And I liked it. Now I know I need to do the hair a little different. And I'll work on that. I mean, it'll, you know, I'm going to use this image several times for some of my Christmas cards. So there's the second one. Now this is the third one that I did, and I'll zoom you back out here so you can see. Get that out of the way. There we go. And this is Party Lucy, and she's a CC Design stamp. I Copic colored her hair and her skin, and then I paper pieced her dress. I used the I forget the name of the, or what the brand is, but the paper is called the Frosty Cabin. I believe it's from the Paper Studio as well, but it's called the Frosty Cabin stack. And I used Basil Pomegranate Splash that I got at Joann's for my card base. Then it had what looked like the trunk of a tree, and I love that, so I put that in the background. These two papers also came out of that stack, and this is the same color as her bow. I highlighted her bow with my Copics, colored her skin and hair again with my Copics, and her little stockings and shoes. And I'll zoom you in there so you can get a better look. I used the romantic rectangles for the background for her, just to kind of separate her from the paper so she would stand out a little more. And this is way different than any like wood type looking paper that you would get. I can't even begin to explain what, I mean, it looks like they photographed a tree. I don't know how else to explain it. And so I wanted to use all of the papers from that stack to kind of match them together, because they all were supposed to go together in this stack supposedly. So I thought it worked out alright. It was a real simple card because, like I said, this was the third one, and I'm still not feeling real perky, but I wanted to get my 3 done in the set. And I feel like it needs something. I just honestly could not think of what to put on it to make it a little better. I mean, like maybe it's missing something here and here. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, please let me know, because You know, when you don't feel good, you know, sometimes you're just kind of off in your card making. So if you have any suggestions as to what would work best with this card, you know, what I could put here, maybe buttons or a bow or some bling or something. I'm kind of lost with it right now. So any help would be greatly appreciated. And so these are my cards. And this is my set number 7 in my Christmas series. And I hope y'all like them. And again, if you have any help and constructive criticism, I am more than willing to listen. I appreciate your help and I appreciate you watching. Thanks for visiting me today, guys, and happy crafting. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back again. I'm sorry. I forgot to show you the burlap that I was going to show you. This was the original piece, and this is what I printed off on it. And you can see the leaves look really nice. Well, what I didn't take into account was that the leaves were a solid pattern. Because the burlap, even though this is made to be printed on, it's still a very loose weave. So I went to try to make some other burlap, some Christmas, and you know, you can see that it's reindeer, but because it's not a solid pattern, it loses some of the detail. Now the little holly, I'll zoom in so you can see there. The little holly is okay, and you know, it seems to be fine. You know, you're not losing, I even made some smaller and some larger. You're not losing the detail in it, but see, you know, sometimes it's where it will catch both the little reindeer's eyes, and then sometimes, depending on where it prints, it may miss it. So, you know, if you're going to get this burlap, definitely choose, you know, a more solid pattern to go on it. I'm going to do some more, and I'm going to definitely do the holly on it because I liked it. And then I had this Santa, and I hated that his paper was yellow, but I couldn't print it any other way, because if I tried to change the color, it seemed to mess up the whole design for some reason. And I was hoping that maybe when it went up against the brown paper that it would come out different, but it really didn't. And again, he's not a solid image, so you lose a lot of the detail in his face. So definitely, if you're going to use this, you know, try to go for a more solid image like the leaves, you know, or say the holly, which definitely works a lot better. And I didn't want anybody to waste their paper like I did, so I wanted to share that with you all. Thanks for visiting me today, guys, and happy crafting. Bye.